So now we'll start today's Om Agyanatiminandhasya Gyananjana Shalavaya Chukshurumilitanjana Tasmai Sri Gana Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Krishna Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Kidamaya Namaste Saraswati Deva Guruvani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shinhavadi Paschatya Deshakarine Vancha Kalpataru Vastuti Pashmiti Pramukapati Dhanam Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama. So this actually I separated out. I talked to Mataji. Yeah, she will separate out this part. That part was part of the earlier lecture, and this part will be the today's lecture. So that's why I just done this brief Mongolacharam to make it separate. Okay, so now I will discuss this Shubhada. We will discuss from book also. This part will not take much time. So my video is visible, I think. My screen is visible. Okay. So this we discuss clearly. So this particular thing, like how a pure devotional service can completely vanquish sinful reaction. Prabhupada has given one example that when this forest fire example is there. This tight knot of falsehood is due to ignorance. As long as one is ignorant about his identity, he is sure to act wrongly and thereby become entangled in mental contamination. This ignorance of factual knowledge can also be dissipated by Krishna consciousness, as is confirmed in the Padma Purana as follows. Pure devotional service in Krishna consciousness is the highest enlightenment, and when such enlightenment is there, it is just like a blazing forest fire, killing all the inauspicious snakes of desire. So this sinful desires is called as the snakes of all desire, snakes of desires, inauspicious snakes of desire. The example is given in the connection that when there is a forest fire, the extensive blazing automatically kills all the snakes in the forest. There are many snakes on the ground of the forest, and when a fire takes place, it burns the dried foliage, and the snakes are immediately attacked. Animals who have 4 legs can flee from the fire or can at least try to flee, but the snakes are immediately killed. Similarly, the blazing fire of Krishna consciousness is so strong that the snakes of ignorance are immediately killed. So this is there in analogy section. This question may come. Okay. So this is in the connection to that what we discussed now. So Krishna consciousness is all auspicious. Someone can read. Hare Krishna. Please read.
Krishna consciousness is all auspicious. Srila Rupa Goswami has given a definition of auspiciousness. He says that the actual auspiciousness means welfare activities for all the people of the world. At the present moment, groups of people are engaged in welfare activities in terms of society, community, or nation. There is even an attempt in the form of the United Nations for World Health Activity. But due to the shortcomings of limited national activities, such as a general mass welfare program for the whole world is not practically possible. The Krishna consciousness movement, however, is so nice that it can render the highest benefit to the entire human race. Everyone can be attracted by this movement and everyone can feel the result. Therefore, Rupa Goswami and other learned scholars agree that a broad propaganda program for the Krishna consciousness movement of devotional service all over the world is the highest humanitarian welfare activity.
Thank you.
How the Krishna consciousness
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you. So here actually this particular Shubhada, this all auspiciousness means it is Shubhada. So by the propagation of Krishna consciousness can only bring, everyone is looking for peace, prosperity, and all auspicious environment, but they don't know the solution. The solution lies with actually Krishna consciousness. Without this, uh, there is a superficial celebration of so-called uh, peacefulness, but actually there is no peace until and unless We can give big lecture in peace summit. I think today I got a news that His Holiness Bhakti Chaitanya Sai Maharaj, I think Krishna Chaitanya Sai Maharaj has got the prize of the Peace Summit. Some peace organization has awarded him the prize. So this is a sign that this is the sign that only Krishna conscious people can actually bring about real peace. The peace formula, all of you know what is the peace formula? Anybody knows? Bhuktaram Jokutaposhan Sarvaloko Mahesharam Shuridam Sarvabhutanam Gatamang Shantim Richati. So until and unless we come to know that Krishna is the real enjoyer, Krishna is our real friend, and Krishna is the all proprietor, we cannot become peace. So we will think that I am the enjoyer, I am the proprietor, and I am the best friend of humanity. But actually, only Krishna can do the actual benefit. So that's why the Krishna consciousness movement is the only hope to bring peace in this disturbed, topsy-turvy world of Kali Yuga. Okay, next paragraph. Hare Krishna.
How the Krishna
Yes.
how the Krishna consciousness movement can attract the attention of the whole world and how each and every man can feel pleasure in this Krishna consciousness is stated in the Padma Purana as follows. A person who is engaged in devotional service in full Krishna consciousness is to be understood to be doing the best service to the whole world and to be pleasing everyone in the world. In addition to human society, he is pleasing even the trees and animals because they also become attracted by such movement. A practical example of this was shown by Lord Chaitanya when he was traveling through the forests of Jharikhanda in central India for spreading his Sankirtana movement. The tigers, the elephants, the deer, and all other wild animals joined him and were participating in their own ways by dancing and chanting Hare Krishna.
Yes. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has practically shown how this can be done, but we cannot follow this thing. What Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has made dancing between the apparently inimical animal species. They dance together. This is the inconceivable potency and mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Only he can do it. Yes. Next paragraph.
Furthermore, a person engaged in Krishna consciousness, acting in devotional service, can develop all the good qualities that are generally found in the demigods. It is said by Sukdev Goswami in the fifth canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, 18th chapter, verse 12. My dear king, persons who have unflinching faith in Krishna and are without any duplicity can develop all the good qualities of the demigods. On account of a devotee's high grade of Krishna consciousness, even the demigods like to live with him, and therefore it can be understood that the qualities of the demigods have developed within his body.
Yes. So So there are here actually this Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu has been compiled by Sri Rupa Goswami by giving reference from mainly from Bhagavatam. He is giving references from Bhagavatam and then he is composing the verses. So we will not go the detail of the each and every verses, but I will just now go here. So this we discussed. This we discussed. Yes, this Kunjara Shauchabad part is there that we have discussed. This is the snake, how it is destroyed. Destroyed. So this is the words that Rupa Goswami has compiled in this connection. Shubhani Prinanam Sarva Jagatam Anurakta Sadguru Sukhamit Adini Akhayini Mohishri. So Sarva Jagat Prinanam, compassion for everyone. We can see the example of how the Mrigari was delivered by Narad Muni. Anuraktat attracts everyone. Sadguna bestows good qualities. Sukham bestows superior happiness. This Sadguna is actually Prabhupada is mentioning particularly in this context, this particular paragraph, that Haravo Avaktasya Kutamahat Guna Sarvair Gunaistatra Samashate Sudha. Haravo Avaktasya Kutamahat Guna. So that means a person who is not Krishna conscious, he does not have any good qualities actually, because that good qualities can actually not benefit. Apparently, we may find that someone is very honest, someone is doing something, but he is not able to do anything without the help of Krishna, and he is doing with the taking the help of Krishna, but he's not acknowledging or giving any credit to Krishna. So he is like a, can we say, a sort of hypocrisy. He is taking everything from Krishna, but not acknowledging. So only devotee gives full credit to Krishna. So here is this thing, this Shubhani Pinani Sarva Jagadam Anuraktat. So compassion for everyone and attracts everyone. This is the word just now we read. Okay. Therefore, Goswami and other learned scholars agree that a broad propaganda program. So Shubhani Pinanam Sarva Jagatam means that was it should be given to everyone. That's why the preaching program, we give so much importance to the preaching program, book distribution. And we can see by practicing the Krishna consciousness principles how the good qualities are manifested. There are many examples of transformation. Someone was very hot-tempered, become very sober. Someone was not very intelligent, he become very intelligent. Someone was cannot speak even in front of two people, can speak now in front of 1,000 people, and can give wonderful transformative lecture. So there are various good qualities got manifested. So all the bad qualities go away. One who is not Krishna conscious usually cannot sit silently even for a half an hour. The yoga system teaches that if you become silent, you will realize that you are God. This system may be all right for materialistic persons, but how long you will be able to keep themselves silent? Artificially, they may sit down for so-called meditation, but immediately after their yogi performance, they will engage themselves again in such activities as say gambling, meditating, and many other nonsensical things. So we can understand from this picture also and from this statement of Srila Prabhupada that we have this kind of experience. Like Prabhupada gives this kind of experience in Nectar of Instruction. There was some person, he was kept Maunabrata for many years. But when he saw some devotees, on that day there was, and he saw in the Vrindavan, the devotees saw that everyone told the devotees that this Maunabrata, this particular person has kept Maunabrata for many years. So when the devotees approach, he writes in the slate, what is the score of India-Pakistan today? So he knows that there is a play going on, some important match was there, and he was contemplating on that. So what is the point in keeping Maunabrata? So that is the point, that this will not actually serve any what can we say, any permanent solution for his transformation, because it is everything, all these other processes act and very superficial. That is the point. Only bhakti acts from the root. So Lord Chaitanya once revealed himself to the confidential devotees, Kolabha Sridhar, and offered him any opulence he liked. But Sridhar informed the Lord that he did not want any material opulences. That is the position of pure devotee. So they are so satisfied. They are so happy that they don't need any external things for there to become happy. Happiness derived from the pure devotional service is the highest because it is eternal. Mayavadi Sannyasis descend to the material platform again. Arujya Krichayana Patanti Adho. We discussed this thing when in context to Mr. Bhakti. Okay. So this is what about Shubhada. Okay. So after Shubhada, yes, after Shubhada we will discuss the next part is Moksha Logudakrit and other characters. So these are not very detailed thing. So at sadhaka stage, we can only experience what? We can only experience what are the two symptoms of pure devotional service we experience in sadhaka stage? Can anyone say?
অভ্যাস and বৈরাগ্য।
Sorry?
অভ্যাস and বৈরাগ্য।
No, no, no. From this chapter, what we discuss, two symptoms will be manifested a person at those who are following purely the sadhana bhakti. What are the three kinds of bhakti, first of all? Because this particular section, this is section of Eastern Division. You remember that ocean, Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu ocean, and that is Eastern Division, Northern Division, Southern Division, Western Division. So we are discussing about Eastern Division. And the Eastern Division, the title is what? Bhakti Bheda. Different types of bhakti. What are the different types of bhakti we discussed till now? We have given a summary. What are the different types of
Sadhana
bhakti?
bhakti, bhava bhakti, and prema bhakti. Sadhana bhakti, bhava
Yes.
bhakti, and prema
Yes.
bhakti.
Yes. So in this particular chapter, we are discussing Samanna
Sadhana
Bhakti.
bhakti.
Samanna Bhakti means overview of all the bhakti, overview of pure devotional service. See, here from now onward, bhakti means pure bhakti, Shuddha Bhakti, Uttama Bhakti. Okay. So here we are discussing particularly the Samanna Bhakti means general idea about devotional service.
Kleshagni and Suvada.
Yes. So at sadhana bhakti, pure sadhana bhakti stage, these two symptoms should be experienced by a sadhaka. So how many of you are experiencing these two things? How many of you are experiencing these two things? From all of your smiling face, I can understand everybody is experiencing these two things. Because all of you are you not happy? Are you not feeling under happiness in performing devotional service? At least if you this much you are feeling, that means kleshagni is not there, and is there any inauspicious things happening in your life, or it is influencing you? It will not influence, and it will not grossly. It will not have like at least after you pass some years and follow. See what I understand. If you don't do any Vaishnava aparadh, 99% you are safe, and you follow Anushilanam. Anushilanam means no need to fabricate or manufacture anything. Follow what has been given. Simply. Bhakti is actually very simple. So if you are following four regulative principles, chanting 16 round daily, associating with the devotees, I think if you are doing this thing for 5 years, you obviously will experience these two things. And if you are not experienced that, then there is some problem. Then you need to. That's why this study we are doing, we need to consult with senior devotees, with the spiritual authorities under whom you are practicing. That I am facing this problem seriously. Okay, because it should eradicate. And I am today, every day you can experience. There are Krishna who is saving us. This Mangal Arati we are doing. What is the meaning of Mangal Arati? We start our day with Shubhada. Okay. So all the activities are Shubha. It is bringing auspicious. Hearing about Krishna is Sinotang Shakatha Krishna Punna Sravana Kirtana. So everything is Punna. So if we are really hearing, we are not becoming a pretentious devotee, at least. We are becoming a simple devotee. We may not be 100% pure devotee. That is not a problem for Krishna. That is Krishna's duty. Our duty is follow as it is what Gurudev is telling, spiritual master is telling, what Prabhupada has written, if you follow. So you should introspect yourself where you are, where we are standing. Okay. So this is inauspicious. This is all inauspicious. Even though the inauspicious may come, Krishna will protect you. Today only I experienced. I got a news from my wife. She was coming from some places, from Kolkata, and she was in the car. The car was standing. She was in some Ola Uber car she has booked, and she was standing in front of a signal. Okay, and from the behind, a big car like some little bigger car, comparatively bigger car like that Swift Desire kind of car. It's only sedan kind of car. That behind car somehow lost the control on the brake. So it got brake fail. So it hit back from the car has hit from the back, the car on which my wife was there. But fortunately, that car does not got injured anything. Neither she nor the car. The car which hit that got injured. That got damaged and all that things happened, and police taken to that person. Okay, nothing has happened, but it could have happened because it is banged from the behind. So somehow, like Krishna gives the protection. I'm just giving one example. Today I was just heard from my wife. So, but if you can see, you can write down somewhere. Every day, somehow or other, Krishna is protecting us. So we should experience this. Okay. So now we will start the discussion on next part, which is Moksha Logutakrit and other characteristics. Okay. So this Moksha Logutakrit is experienced at Bhava Bhakti stage. Moksha Logutakrit and Shudurlava. This is not experienced before that. Moksha Logutakrit means when Mukti becomes insignificant, liberation. Okay, Mukti becomes completely insignificant. That is called Moksha Logutakrit stage. Okay, let us read from just a minute. Just a minute. Let us start from See, Rupa Goswami, just can anyone read this thing? This is actually happiness in Krishna consciousness, or this, I don't know. Actually, this I was that's why I was just seeing. The title was little different. How Prabhupada has given the title here. The title should have been in English title. It should have been like desires even the conception of liberation, derides even the conception of liberation, because the happiness is so uh, profound in Krishna consciousness that it derides the happiness for liberation. Yes, someone can read.
Srila Rup Goswami has analyzed the different sources of happiness. He has divided happiness
Yes,
into three categories, which are happiness derived from material enjoyment, happiness derived by identifying oneself with the Supreme Brahman, and happiness derived from Krishna consciousness. In the Tantra
yes,
Shastra, Lord
yes. Please
Shiva
continue.
Yeah. In the Tantra Shastra, Lord Shiva speaks to his wife Sati in this way: My dear wife, a person who has surrendered himself at the lotus feet of Govinda and who has thus developed pure Krishna consciousness can be very easily awarded all the perfections desired by the impersonalists, and beyond this, he can enjoy the happiness achieved by the pure devotees. Happiness derived from pure devotional service is the highest because it is eternal. The happiness derived from material perfection or understanding oneself to be Brahman is inferior because it is temporary. There is no preventing one's falling down from material happiness, and there is even every chance of falling down from the spiritual happiness derived out of identifying oneself with the impersonal Brahman. It has been seen that great Mayavadi impersonalist sannyasis, very highly educated and almost realized souls, may sometimes take to political activities or to social welfare activities. The reason is that they actually do not derive any ultimate transcendental happiness in the impersonal understanding, and therefore must come down to the material platform and take to such mundane affairs.
Yes, please continue.
There
Someone else can
are
continue. Someone else, Mataji, someone else can continue.
Prabhu, I can read.
Sorry,
I can continue, Prabhu.
you can continue. Okay.
Yeah.
Someone else cannot continue. Someone else cannot read. From Prabhuji said, Vishnu Prabhu, can you read Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, right.
It has been seen that great Mayavadi sannyasis, very highly educated and almost realized souls, may sometimes take to political activities or to social welfare activities. The reason is that they actually do not derive any ultimate transcendental happiness in the impersonal understanding, and therefore must come down to the material platform and take to such mundane affairs. There are many instances, especially in India, where these Mayavadi sannyasis descend to the material platform again. But a person who is fully in Krishna consciousness will never return to any sort of material platform. However alluring and attracting they may be, he always knows that no material welfare activities can compare to the spiritual activity of Krishna consciousness. The mystic perfections achieved by actually successful yogis are 8 in number. Anima Siddhi refers to the power by which one can become so small that he can enter into a stone. Modern scientific improvements also enable us to enter into stone because they provide for excavating so many subways, penetrating the hills, etc. So, Anima Siddhi, the mystic perfection of trying to enter into stone, has also been achieved by material science. Similarly, all of the yoga siddhis or perfections are material arts. For example, in one yoga siddhi, there is development of the power to become so light that one can float in the air or on water. That is also being performed by modern scientists. They are flying in the air, they are floating on the surface of the water, and they are traveling under the water. After comparing all these mystic yoga siddhis to materialistic perfections, we find that the materialistic scientists strive for the same perfections. So, actually, there is no difference between mystic perfection and materialistic perfection. A German soldier once said that the so called yoga perfections had already been achieved by the modern scientists, and so he was not concerned with them. He intelligently went to India to learn how he could understand his eternal relationship with the Supreme Lord by means of Bhakti Yoga, devotional service. Of course, in the categories of mystic perfection, there are certain processes that the material scientists have not yet been able to develop. For instance, a mystic yogi can enter into the sun planet simply by using the rays of the sunshine. This perfection is called laghima. Similarly, a yogi can touch the moon with his finger. Though the modern astronauts go to the moon with the help of spaceships, they undergo many difficulties. Whereas a person with mystic perfection can extend his hand and touch the moon with his finger. This siddhi is called prapti or acquisition. With this prapti siddhi, not only can the perfect mystic yogi touch the moon planet, but he can extend his hand anywhere and take whatever he likes. He may be sitting thousands of miles away from a certain place, and if he likes, he can take fruit from a garden there. This is Prapti Siddhi. The modern scientists have manufactured nuclear weapons with which they can destroy an insignificant part of the planet. But by the Yoga Siddhi known as Ishita, one can create and destroy an entire planet simply at will. Another perfection is called Vashita, and by this perfection, one can bring anyone under his control. This is a kind of hypnotism that is almost irresistible. Sometimes it is found that a yogi who may have attained a little perfection in the Vashita mystic power comes out among the people and speaks all sorts of nonsense, controls their minds, exploits them, taking their money, and then goes away. There is another mystic perfection which is known as prakamya magic. By this prakamya power, one can achieve anything he likes. For example, one can make water enter into his eye and then again come out from within the eye. Simply by his will, he can perform such wonderful activities.
Yes. Someone else? Someone else from Mataji's side? Hare Krishna.
There is another.
This part is done.
There is
I think the highest perfection.
The
the
highest
highest
form of perfection of mystic power is called Kama
Kamma
Vashyata.
Boshita.
Kama Vashita. This is also magic, but whereas the Prakamya power acts to create wonderful effects within the scope of nature, Kama Vashyata permits one to contradict nature. In other words, to do the impossible. Of course, one can derive great amounts of temporary happiness by achieving such yogic materialistic perfections. Foolishly, people who are enamored of the glimmer of modern materialistic advancement are thinking that the Krishna consciousness movement is for less intelligent men. I am better off being busy with my material comforts, maintaining a nice apartment, family, and sex life. These people do not know that at any moment they can be kicked out of their material situation. Due to ignorance, they do not know that real life is eternal. The temporary next comforts of the body are not the goal of life, and it is due only to darkest ignorance that people become enamored of the glimmering advancement of material comfort. Srila Bhaktivedanta Thakur has therefore said that the advancement of material knowledge renders a person more foolish because it causes one to forget his real identity by its glimmer. This is doom for him because this human form of life is meant for getting out of material contamination. By the advancement of material knowledge, people are becoming more and more entangled in material existence. They have no hope of being liberated from this catastrophe.
Yes.
In the Hori Bhakti Subhodaya, it is stated that Prahlad Maharaj, a great devotee of the Lord, prayed to Narasimha Dev, the half lion, half man incarnation, as follows: My dear Lord, I repeatedly pray unto your lotus feet that I may simply be stronger in devotional service. I simply pray that my Krishna consciousness may be more strong and steady, because happiness derived out of Krishna consciousness and devotional service is so powerful that with it one can have all the other perfections of religiousness, economic development, sense gratification, and even the attainment of liberation from material existence.
Thank you.
Actually, hmm,
Okay, Mataji. Okay. So,
হরে
someone
কৃষ্ণ প্রভুজি, এই যে পাঠটা পড়ছি এটা মোক্ষ লঘুতার কৃত এটা
Logotakrit, yes, Moksha
এটা
Logotakrit.
না, ওটাই দেখছি বাংলা বইতে, ওটা একটু উল্টো পাল্টা করেছে, আমি ওটাই মেলাচ্ছিলাম। ঠিক আছে প্রভুজি, আমি এটা হেডিং করে নিচ্ছি।
মোক্ষ লঘুতাকৃত এখানে হেডিং আমার একটু প্রথম কনফিউশন হয়েছিল, এই হেডিংটা হ্যাপিনেস ইন কৃষ্ণ কনসিয়াসনেস দিয়েছে।
হ্যাঁ, কৃষ্ণ ভবনামৃতের আনন্দ বলে লেখা আছে।
হ্যাঁ, এটা কৃষ্ণ ভাবনাতে আনন্দ বলে লেখা আছে, ওখানে অ্যাকচুয়ালি সংস্কৃত টার্মগুলো লেখা নেই।
হুম হুম
ওটার মানেটা আমরা এই জন্য প্রথমে বোঝালাম যে হ্যাপিনেস ইন কৃষ্ণ কনসিয়াসনেস ইজ সো প্রোফাউন্ড দ্যাট ইট ক্যান ডিরাইভস দ্য হ্যাপিনেস ডিরাইভ ফ্রম দ্য লিবারেশন। So there are three kinds of happiness actually categorized.
হুম হুম
Happiness from material enjoyment,
হ্যাঁ,
happiness from
তিনটেই দেওয়া
identifying
আছে।
oneself with the supreme Brahman, that is the liberation, and
হুম,
happiness from the Krishna.
কৃষ্ণ ভবনামৃতের আনন্দ।
So here
ঠিক
actually
আছে।
that is সেটাই এখানে রূপ গোস্বামী পুরো ব্যাখ্যা করছেন যে happiness in Krishna consciousness is so profound that all other kind of happiness got fades away. So it can derive. So there are various examples like Shukdev Goswami himself. Shukdev Goswami himself was a Brahmavadi. Okay. But he, after hearing some verses of Srimad Bhagavatam, he becomes a pure devotee. Okay. Then Chatush Kumar, they were also Brahmavadis. But when they take the smell of Tulasi coming from Lord Hari in Vaikuntha, they become pure devotee. So this shows that it can derive. See, material enjoyment is already derived because we discussed earlier that after enjoying, they will not get satisfaction. Huh? So they will try for something beyond material. And beyond material, the ultimate beyond material is Brahmajyoti, if there is no pure devotion. So when they get bored in pure devotion also, then they again come down. That is what Arujya Krishna Patanti Adho. That verse is there. That's what here Prabhupada is explaining. That after attaining so many Yoga Siddhis, they also come back. These Yoga Siddhis are already materially achieved. Material scientists has also achieved to some extent. Not all the Siddhis. The Ashta Siddhis are there. They want to show these Siddhis. They want to become a and the magician, they show some magics. Okay, like we saw, uh, there is there is a story in Bhakti Sindhu Saraswati Thakur story. You know that story, that Atanar Tapusha, something like that. A person came from a village. A person, after he left the village for doing some tapasya, gone to Himalayas, and after many years come back to the village again, and he started. He called all the villagers. Okay, then he shows that now see, I can cross the river without taking any boat. I can walk down on the water. So he crossed the river walking down. So everybody was astonished. Then his another friend was there. He was a devotee. He said that I take a boat and I cross it. So the boat cost me around Atana, Charana something. So Charana Tapasya. So Bhakti Saraswati said that for just the Tapasya, which is cost only Charana, for that he spent so many years in Himalaya, do so many Tapasya to achieve that. So that is the point, that this kind of activities can be materially achieved. Okay, some to some extent, not all. So what is the point in doing that? Rather, if someone practices Krishna consciousness, he can get so much profound blissfulness that for him liberation, they don't run after liberation. How many kinds of liberations are there? Five, yes.
Five
Five
types of liberation are
five
there.
kinds of liberation are there. Can anyone name all those liberation? Name of
সাজুজ্য, সাজুজ্য, সালোক্য, সারূপ্য, সামীপ্য,
Shastri.
ষাষ্ঠী, ষাষ্ঠী।
Shastri, yes. So among that, Sajujjo is liberation in the impersonal liberation. So devotee never ever thought for it. Other four also, generally devotee don't aspire for it. So they don't perform devotional service for getting this kind of liberation. They are automatically awarded to them. That is a different thing. Okay. So that is the point. Here it is described. So many examples are given in this regard. Yes, someone can read this. Actually, a pure devotee. This is what I actually explained now only, I think.
Actually, a pure devotee does not aspire after any of these perfections because the happiness derived from the devotional service in Krishna consciousness is so transcendental and so unlimited that no other happiness can compare to it. It is said that even one drop of happiness in Krishna consciousness stands beyond comparison with an ocean of happiness derived from any other activity. Thus, any person who has developed even a little quantity of pure devotional service can very easily kick out all the other kinds of happiness derived from religiousness, economic development, sense gratification, and liberation. There was a great devotee of Lord Chaitanya known as Kholavacha Sridhara,
Vallabhai Sridhar.
who was a very poor man. He was doing a small business selling cups made from the leaves of plantain trees, and his income was almost nothing. Still, he was spending 50% of his small income on the worship of the Ganges, and with the other 50% he was somehow living. Lord Chaitanya once revealed himself to this confidential devotee, Kholavacha Sridhara, and offered him any opulence he liked. But Sridhara informed the Lord that he did not want any material opulence. He was quite happy in his present position and wanted only to gain unflinching faith and devotion onto the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya. That is the position of pure devotees. If they can be engaged 24 hours each day in devotional service, they do not want anything else, not even the happiness of liberation or of becoming one with the Supreme. In the Narad Panchatattva, it is also said that any person who has developed even a small amount of devotional service doesn't care a fig for any kind of happiness derived from religiousness, economic development, sense gratification, or the five kinds of liberation. Any kind of happiness derived from religiousness, economic development, liberation, or sense gratification cannot even dare to enter into the heart of a pure devotee. It is stated that as the personal attendants and maid servants of a queen follow the queen with all respect and obeisances, similarly, the joys of religious, economic development, sense gratification, and liberation follow the devotional service of the Lord. In other words, a pure devotee does not lack any kind of happiness derived from any source. He does not want anything but service to Krishna. But even if he should have another desire, the Lord fulfills this without the devotee asking.
Yes, thank you, Mataji. So this is not very easy thing, that only devotional service will give me, uh, but with only devotional service I will be completely satisfied. Are we? Are we completely satisfied with only devotional service? No, we are not at this stage, at that stage. So because that stage will be revealed at Bhava Bhakti stage, not at Sadhana Bhakti stage. Sadhana Bhakti stage, we are doing Sadhana Bhakti and doing other things also. Yes, we are not doing other things with a motivation to get liberation, to get karmakandi of benefit, or to fulfill some ulterior motive. Okay, so just for an example, like I will share some example of ulterior motive. Someone is doing devotional service. Okay, so that's the bhakti is there, but it is not uttama bhakti. Like any example you can give bhakti, but not uttama bhakti from our general experience. Like someone, suppose the husband, wife is bhakta, husband is not so much bhakta. Okay, but he supports her bhakti. So suppose a jatra comes, suppose somewhere jatra is going to happen. So wife wants to go. Husband is not a devotee; he does not want to go. But anyway, husband get agreed. Okay, to satisfy his wife, I will also go to support him. So that going is a bhakti. That going is also a sort of a bhakti, and slowly he is performing, seeing. So that is a sukriti kind of bhakti he will get. Sukriti he will get if he don't continues also. If he continues, then to always good. And also in some cases, this is actually a sukriti kind of example. I was seeing that yes, some person was selling. Well, this is an example. Don't think it in seriously. Someone, someone is someone is attending Mangalarati. He is not very willing to attend Mangalarati, but he is attending Mangalarati so that he can keep his post in some committee, some devotee circle. There is some committee, so keep that post. He is attending. So his motivation is that I need to keep that post, but his real motivation is not that to please Krishna. But that is also he is continuously coming. So slowly he will purify. Okay. So like that, from general bhakti, one can easily come to purity. So from sadhana bhakti, if we keep on doing, keep on hearing, we can come to bhava bhakti. It is not easy. We can understand now at least liberation. We don't sometimes we liberation means what? Sometimes we think that getting it is also good kind of what can we say, a good motivation that I want to get free from birth, old age and disease. Okay, I want to free from it. I want to go back to Goloka Vrindavan. I want to go back to Golok Vrindavan. So the Golok Vrindavan, going back to Golok Vrindavan, the motivation may not be very prominent that I want to go and serve Krishna, maybe to get relief from this material situation. So that kind of things is that it is not a purely in bhava bhakti state, but it is bhakti. It is a sort of a bhakti. And at sadhaka stage, we should have this kind of thing. That is good to get free from birth, old age, and disease. I am doing bhakti. That is the good motivation. But in bhava bhakti stage, this kind of motivation is also not there. They don't want to get relief from anything because by doing devotional service, they are so satisfied that they don't want to get anything. Actually, in sadhana stage also, when one will start relishing the kleshagni stage, he will not be affected. But sometimes he may feel tired of it. In bhavukti stage, that tiredness will also not come. Because at that stage, bhavukti stage, one already got the ruchi. The ashakti stage is there, already past it. So when ruchi is there, he cannot stop even chanting. Now our chanting sometimes 16 round, okay, thank you. Gets over. We completed our round. Oh, for the day we are released. But in Bhavakti stage, they will not stop. So that is the difference. Okay. But that 16 round we should do properly. So then we can be at least Sadhaka stage. Okay. So that is the point. Okay. So little bit tomorrow is a holiday or everyone has the office. Otherwise, I will stretch or I will stop because it will not take much. 2 points are there, and this is not very big point, so we can complete it. It will not take much. Rareness of pure devotional service. Shudurlava. Someone can read and will complete it. Yes.
Portuguese.
Yes.
The rareness of pure devotional service. The rareness of pure devotional service. In the preliminary phase of spiritual life, there are different kinds of austerities, penances, and similar processes for attaining self realization. However, even if an executor of these processes is without any material desire, he still cannot achieve devotional service. And aspiring by oneself alone to achieve devotional service is also not very hopeful because Krishna does not agree to award devotional service to merely anyone. Krishna can easily offer a person material happiness or even liberation, but he does not agree very easily to award a personal person engagement in his devotional service. Devotional service can in fact be attained only through the mercy of pure devotee. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela 19.151, it is said, by the mercy of spiritual master who is pure devotee and by the mercy of Krishna, one can achieve the platform of devotional service. There is no other way. The rarity of devotional service is also confirmed in the Tantra Shastra, where Lord Shiva said to Sati, my dear Sati, if one is very fine philosopher, analyzing the different processes of knowledge, he can achieve liberation from the material entanglement. By performance of the ritualistic sacrifices recommended in the Vedas, one can elevate to the platform of pious activities and thereby enjoy the material comforts of life to the fullest extent. But
Yes.
all such endeavors can hardly offer anyone devotional service to the Lord, not even if one tries for it by such processes for many, many thousands of births. In Srimad Bhagavatam, it is also confirmed by Prahlad Maharaj that merely by personal efforts or by the instruction of higher authorities, one cannot attain to the stage of devotional service. One must become blessed by the dust of the lotus feet of pure devotee, who is completely freed from the contamination of material desires.
Yes. So here I just want to add one important point that in Krishna consciousness, this pure devotional service, it is in here we are not achiever, we are receiver. Sometimes we think that I have achieved something. If that some achievement is there, it is a karmakandiyo, completely a karmakandiyo mentality. In Krishna consciousness, in bhakti, there is nothing to be achieved. We are already having the bhakta. Bhakti is there in our heart. It is revealed by the mercy. Only thing that we need to try to follow. And then even for following also we need the mercy. If we commit offense and want to try follow something perfectly in bhakti, we will not able to do it for long term. So the formula is only only two things. One is following Krishna's pure devotee and begging his mercy. Ohe Vaishnava Thakur, that song is there. You can give only Krishna. Krishna is only with you. So until and unless the pure devotee is merciful, that is what Prahlad Maharaj is telling. That until and unless we are completely taking shelter of the lotus feet of pure devotee, and for us the pure devotee is our spiritual master, who is in Parampara, and Srila Prabhupada, both of them. Okay, and all the devotees, all the Vaishnavas. So following, taking the completely drenched with the mercy of the lotus feet of lotus dust, the feet by the charan raj of pure devotee means following each and every instruction. So this following of each and every instruction is our only hope to get Krishna prem, Krishna bhakti. Okay, this bhav bhakti, and then the next stage is Shudra lava, this Krishna prem. So muktim dadati karihichit smana bhakti jogam. So I can give mukti, but bhakti he will not give. Bhakti means this kind of bhakti, okay, which is Shudurlava, this bhava bhakti. By giving bhava bhakti, why he is not? This question will come. Why Krishna does not want to give bhava bhakti? Can anyone answer? Why Krishna does not want to give bhava bhakti?
ভক্তি আচ্ছা তখন কৃষ্ণ ভক্তের অধীন হয়ে যান
Yes. So Krishna becomes completely sold out to a pure devotee. So that's why it is very, very rarely given. Actually, it is not that the Krishna don't want to give us. Krishna is very much eager to give that bhakti. But Krishna sees that we are eligible, we can hold it. So when he wants us to give, he actually want to give us, but he is reluctant to give means he wait for that time. Okay, that yes, we are ready. Actually, he is waiting only for one thing. Why Krishna can, why it is depending on the pure devotee's mercy? Because when Krishna sees that my bhakta, a sadhaka, is ready to follow a pure devotee and ready to give all respect to all the devotees and not expecting any respect for him, he's not having any self sense gratificatory agenda, then Krishna becomes that this person can come in Golok Vrindavan and can serve, can become happy. Otherwise, in Golok Vrindavan, in Krishna Loka, in Vaikuntha, everyone is serving Krishna, everyone is glorifying other. So if a person is not ready to accept that culture, then what is the point in going to Vaikuntha? If a person is waiting to be glorified, to get attention, he will not be happy in going. Even though he goes to Vaikuntha, he will be happy. Where I have come, nobody is caring for me. Everybody is only Krishna, Krishna. So what he will do? So that's why Krishna waits for that time. As soon as when he sees that this devotee is ready, he is not having a tinge of that is actually the intensity. Why we cannot completely give full time to Krishna? Okay, so I was hearing one lecture. In that lecture, that Maharaj was explaining that actually we don't have actually Shraddha also. What to about Krishna prem? Shraddha means complete faith in Krishna. Why we are going for work? Why we do? Because we don't have that kind of faith. that Krishna will protect me. If I do completely Krishna bhakti, I will do only chanting, Krishna will protect me. Otherwise, it can be done. If we have that faith, don't, without doing artificially copying anyone, or just to out of laziness, if we don't go work and chant, then Krishna will catch. Then this person is lazy. So that way we will not able to do that. The point is we should be completely committed. We should have that taste. And if you can keep on chanting, then Krishna will award us. So that is the point. So okay, you can read the next part and you can complete the chapter. It will not take much time. It will be time. Is it visible? Skin is visible, na?
No problem.
No, Prabhuji.
No
No,
problem.
Prabhuji, we can see you.
Not visible. Okay. Yes, now it is visible.
Yes,
Not
sir.
yet.
Yes, yes.
Yes. So I think from here it will be started. I don't know at which exactly which point I stopped, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, আমি last paragraph পড়ছি। In the
एक
fifth
paragraph था?
canto, না, the happiness of becoming one with the supreme or operator, মানে
Okay.
last of this section.
Okay. আচ্ছা। হ্যাঁ, পড়ুন তারপর থেকে পড়ুন।
In the fifth canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, sixth chapter, verse 18, Narada also says to Yudhishthira, "My dear king, it is Lord Krishna, known as Mukunda, who is internal protector of the Pandavas and the Yadus. He is also your spiritual master and instructor in every respect. He is the only worshipable God for you. He is very dear and affectionate, and he is director of all the activities, but individual and familial. And what's more, he sometimes carries out your orders as if he were your messenger. My dear king, how very fortunate you are, because for others all the favors given to you by the Supreme Lord would not even be dreamt of. The purport to this verse is that the Lord easily offers liberation, but he rarely agrees to offer a soul devotional service, because by devotional service the Lord himself becomes purchased by the devotee.
Yes. So this will be a question will be there maybe. Okay. So this is what actually the pastimes were there. They are showing. Okay. The happiness of becoming one with the Supreme. Yes. Actually, this is little up and down. It is not given in same places. So this is actually that Brahmananda. Okay. Yes.
The happiness of becoming one with the Supreme. Srila Rupa Goswami says that if Brahmananda, or the happiness of becoming one with the Supreme, is multiplied 1 trillion fold, it still cannot compare to an atomic fraction of the happiness derived from the ocean of devotional service.
Yes. So
In the
this is the
Hari,
point actually Moksha Laguta Krit point. Okay. But here actually Prabhupada has given in this way. It should come from there. Actually, there the happiness part is described, and to emphasize further the point that the profoundness of the devotional service, nothing else. And here again he is talking about the Moksha Lagudakrit part. Yes.
In the Hari Bhakti Subodhaya, Prahlad Maharaj, while satisfying Lord Narasimhadev by his prayers, says, "My dear Lord of the universe, I am feeling transcendental pleasure in your presence and have become merged in the ocean of happiness. I now consider the happiness of Brahmananda to be no more than the water in the impression left by a cow's hoof in the earth compared to the ocean of bliss." Similarly, it is confirmed in the Bhavart Dipika, Sridhar Swami's commentary on the Srimad Bhagavatam. My dear Lord, some of the fortunate persons who are swimming in the ocean of your nectar of devotion, and who are relishing the nectar of the narration of your pastimes, certainly know ecstasies that immediately minimize the value of the happiness, derived from the religiousness, economic development, sense gratification, and liberation. Such a transcendental devotee regards any kind of happiness other than devotional service as no better than straw in the street.
Okay, okay, just a minute. I just remember one thing here. Actually, nothing problem. I just want to understand this thing. Just a minute. Yes. Yes. So actually, he has given Moksha Logutakrit in this part. Uh, just a minute. Actually, there is a term called Chandratma Visheshatma. So happiness discussion has come in that context actually. But as far as I remember, it should come. There was a slide I was explaining. Ah, yes. Yes, this the serial order was not properly maintained actually in the summary study what Prabhupada has given. That is the point. Chandratma Visheshatma and Krishna Akarshani is a. I just got confused. Like I read that thing, but I see uh, this attraction for Krishna. It is you can write it down a note. Attracting Krishna is uh, Sri Krishna Akarshani. You can understand happiness of becoming one with the Supreme. This is Moksha Loguta Krit part. Okay, rareness of pure devotional service is Shudurlava, and happiness in Krishna consciousness is actually Chandratma Visheshatma. Okay. But this Chandratma Visheshatma, Prabhupada, that categorization has not given here in this particular Nectar of Devotion. But we actually follow the serial order of that thing. So this happiness in Krishna consciousness, this part is coming under Chandratma Visheshatma. That is manifested. Manifested not in Bhava Bhakti, even it is manifested in Prema Bhakti states. Okay.
সিরিয়াল গুলো এত উল্টোপাল্টা করে আছে না প্রভু, যে সবটাই গুলিয়ে যাচ্ছে।
Huh. No, that's why I take the time to find out because I was got also confused because আমার সেটা মনে পড়ছিল যে এটা এইভাবেই আছে কিন্তু প্রপাত কেন এইভাবে দিয়েছিল ওটা দেখার জন্য আমি এটা খুঁজছিলাম। তো এটা পেজ 19 এ তো নেই, পেজ 19 এ কোথাও কি লেখা আছে এবং সাধনা ভক্তি ইজ এ পার্ট অফ ক্লেশাগ্নি এন্ড শুভদা, ভাব ভক্তি মোক্ষ লঘুতা কৃত সুদুর্লভা, প্রেম ভক্তি ইজ সান্দ্রা আনন্দ বিশেষাত্মা, and Sri Krishna Akarshan. This is Chandra Ananda Visheshatma is Ananda. This Ananda part is described, that is the happiness in Krishna consciousness. So this is the Lakshan, this is the Lakshan or characteristic revealed, manifested, or you can say the result of Prema Bhakti. At this stage, this kind of experience will happen. Okay, so this is Sri Krishna Akarshan. So like that we need to understand. Okay, Bhava Bhakti is these four things will be manifested. Prema Bhakti, all the six. See, Prema Bhakti is all the six. But at Prema Bhakti stage, specifically these two will be added. Chandratma Visheshatma and Sri Krishna Akarshan. That is the happiness will become very condensed. Happiness is now also there, but it is not so condensed that we cannot. It has not. We are not relishing that condensed nectarian bliss in Krishna consciousness that we cannot stop it. We sometimes we stop it. So that is the point. I think you understood the point. So here we can end. I think Rajiv Prabhu is there. Rajiv Prabhu, you were not there at that time. We discussed briefly the question that you asked regarding the Prarabdha part. So it will available in the video. The Prarabdha, actually the PPT that has been shown there, that by Jogya Dana Tapasya, sinful reaction can be counteracted. Sinful reaction can be counteracted. I have explained in detail for half an hour, more than half an hour I explained. That will be come in the video. You can see the recording. So
Yeah,
it is there in Srimad Bhagavatam also. I will share the sloka also. I have saved somewhere. I have not got it today, but I will share. Okay, Ankita, you will get it. Okay, for the clarification. Ankita Mataji, yes.
বলছি প্রভুজি ক্লোজ বুকে একটা প্রবন্ধ প্রশ্ন মানে তো অনেকটাই লিখতে হবে গোস্পদ এই উপমা
প্রবন্ধের জন্য আমি বলছি একটা সিম্পল জিনিস আমি আই এম জাস্ট মানে এভরিওয়ান ফর small মানে objective question, word limit shall be not more than 10 words to 20 words, not more than that. And for essay type open book closed book question, not more than 50 words, not more than 50 words, briefly point. We will be looking for the point, not any very elaborate thing. Wherever the example is asked, you give the example. Otherwise just explain what is the question. Tell me. Questionটা কি বলছো?
গোস্পদ এই উপমাটি ব্যাখ্যা করুন।
Bas, it is simple. Gospad, this upama in the context of this, the Gospad upama has been in a various way. It is described. The material world become Gospad. That is not that is Pada Pallavam. That verse is there, not that verse. Here, particularly Prahlad Maharaj verse has been given. The happiness. This is in context to the Moksha Lagudakrit. The Brahmananda becomes very the Ananda derived from Mokshananda becomes a very little. It is insignificant. Becomes very insignificant. That insignificance is exemplified by the gospel, the hoof print of the cow. Okay. Anything else? By tomorrow you will get the PPT that particularly because here the PPT what it is there you can access, but it is so elaborate. Not so much elaboration is not required. Only particularly the primary characteristic and secondary characteristic, Sharup Lakkhan and Tadastha Lakkhan. That PPT I will share. Okay. Other thing you can follow from books. It's sufficient. See, Bhakti Shastri course is made from for the devotees, so that they can study Prabhupada books thoroughly. That is the object.
এটা ফলো করলেই হবে তো প্রভুজি, বইটা ভালো করে ফলো
করলেই হবে। Everything.
ওতে যা আছে ওখান থেকেই লিখবো, তাই তো?
Everything from books. Write everything from books. And whatever your experience is, little bit here and there, that you can
কিছু
add.
প্র্যাকটিক্যাল কোয়েশ্চেন আছে যেগুলো নিজের এক্সপেরিয়েন্স লিখতে হবে, তো সেটা ওই টেক্সটের সাথে রিলেট করেই লিখবো, তাই তো?
Exactly. Some experience, like particularly the experience will be Kleshagni and Shubhada. These are the experience you need, because at a sadhaka stage, this experience we have. Other experience is not there because we are not at bhava bhakti stage and prema bhakti stage. So mainly experience will be asked. Let me check. I think. So we have discussed six characteristics of pure devotional service. We have discussed Kleshagni and Shubhada in detail. What are the four kinds of effects of sin? What are the four kinds of effects of sin? Effects of sin.
ওই যেটা অপারব্ধ কুটম্বিজম ফলম ওটাই।
Yes, yes, yes. See, effects of four kinds of effects of sin and how devotional service has the power to nullify all of the sinful reaction with reference to appropriate analogies and Sanskrit verse. Yes. So that you need to write. And the example of sinful reaction. What are the four examples of gross sinful reaction?
একটা যে পিকচার শেয়ার করেছিলেন ও যে চুরি করার কথা ভাবছে,
No,
তারপরে কবে
that is
চুরি
actually
করবে।
four kind of effects of sin. Okay.
আচ্ছা,
An example is like someone has born in a low birth, ugly looking, legal complication, and very complicated disease. So these four is actually mainly the grosam prarabdha, okay, which is not very easy to remove by any kind of so-called jogodana tapa also. Okay, not by doing any prayaschitta you can do it. You can nullify this.
হ্যাঁ দেওয়া আছে ভীষণ রোগ, আইন সংক্রান্ত অভিযোগ, নিজ
Yes.
কুলে জন্ম অথবা বিদ্যা বা রূপের অভাব, এই সমস্ত প্রারব্ধ পাপ কর্মের লক্ষণ।
Yes. So this very clearly need to understand what is the question and what is the answer. This sometimes students got little confused. So that's why I am repeating once again. If you have any question, you go through the questions and ask me, I can clarify it. So, and also how it can be nullified by pure devotional service. Okay. This you have to explain. This is actually explained by the snake analogy. The analogy is the snake. Okay, there are various kinds of analogy given. Okay, like, and for that I will refer to read this sixth canto, chapter 1.
পাপ কর্মের চারটে প্রভাব বললে কোন উত্তরটা লিখবো, যেটা পরে বললেন ওইটা না কুটম বীজম ওইটা?
প্রভাব, হ্যাঁ, যদি প্রভাব বলা হয়,
হ্যাঁ,
সো পাপ কর্মের কি আছে বাংলায়, প্রশ্নটা কি আছে?
বাংলায় প্রশ্নটা আছে পাপ কর্মের চারটি প্রভাব কি কি।
আর কি কি আছে প্রশ্ন?
আর পাপ কর্ম থেকে আর কোনো প্রশ্ন নেই, একটি প্রশ্ন আছে।
হ্যাঁ,
আর প্রায়শ্চিত্তকে কেন হস্তি স্নানের সঙ্গে তুলনা করা হয়েছে, এইটা।
প্রায়শ্চিত্তকে
কেন হস্তি স্নানের সঙ্গে তুলনা করা হয়েছে, যে মাটি ছিটিয়ে না একটা উপমা আছে, ওইটা।
So Rajiv Prabhu, this is the point that I
আরেকটা প্রশ্ন আছে প্রভুজি, প্রভুপাদ পাপের পরিপক্ক ফলের যে চারটি উদাহরণ দিয়েছেন তা উল্লেখ করুন।
এক্স্যাক্টলি, আমি এটার জন্য প্রশ্নটা জিজ্ঞেস করছিলাম। আমি জানি তো প্রশ্ন দুটো প্রশ্ন থাকবে,
দুটো পরপর আছে, পাপ কর্মের চারটি প্রভাব কি কি, আর প্রভুপাদ পাপের পরিপক্ক ফলের যে চারটি উদাহরণ দিয়েছেন তা উল্লেখ করুন।
বুঝতে পারছেন? এবার অ্যানসারটা বুঝতে পারছেন?
হ্যাঁ, পরেরটা হচ্ছে যেটা পরিপক্ক ফলের যে ওই যে আইন, ওই নিচু কুলে জন্ম, ওইটা হবে সেকেন্ডের আনসারটা, তাই তো?
এক্স্যাক্টলি। আমি এই জন্যই প্রশ্নটা করলাম যে এই প্রশ্নটা নিয়ে অনেকেরই কনফিউশন থাকে, ইট শুড বি ক্লিয়ার। আর ওইটাকে ক্ষেত্রে বলতে হবে যে একটা পাপ, আমরা যে সাইকেলটা দেখালাম, ওই সাইকেলটা আমি আরেকবার দেখাচ্ছি, কারোর যদি প্রশ্ন থাকে ক্লিয়ার করুন, কারণ এখান থেকে প্রশ্নটা, এবং এটা শুধু পরীক্ষা লেখার জন্য নয়, সবার সারা জীবনের জন্য এই জিনিসটা ক্লিয়ার করে নেওয়াটা দরকার। না হলে কিন্তু এটা নিয়ে সবসময়তেই একটা কনফিউশন থেকে যাবে। তো পাপের এখানে আমরা দেখতে পাচ্ছি, এখানে জাস্ট সিরিয়াল অর্ডার হিসেবে লিখে দিলে হবে যে পাপ কর্মের ফলে কি কি হচ্ছে আমাদের আমাদের বাই কমিটিং sinful action we are developing yes, sinful action is giving prarabdha and aprarabdha. Aprarabdha is divided into two part: kutam, sinful proclivity. Okay, so there are two kinds of so this is এই পার্টটাকে আমরা যদি বাদ দেই তাহলে sinful action is developing prarabdha, kutam, sinful proclivity and sinful desire. Okay, these are the four things. Kutam is sinful proclivity. By doing sinful action, aprarabdha. From aprarabdha, there are two components. One is prarabdha and another is kutam and another is sinful desire. So by the sinful action, we are getting actually three things. Okay, this prarabdha reaction is giving suffering. Okay, because the prarabdha is a part of aprarabdha. It is coming from aprarabdha. Okay, but you can write in this way: aprarabdha, prarabdha, kutam, and bijam, like that. Prarabdha, aprarabdha, kutam, bijam. These are the four effects. Aprarabdha means the reaction which has not manifested. Prarabdha means reaction which has manifested, and kutam is the sinful proclivity and the sinful desire. Like this, one is unmanifested reaction, manifested reaction, sinful proclivity, sinful desire. These are the four effects of sinful action. Clear? It is actually cyclic. Is that clear? Any question from this? Papam, aprarabdha, prarabdha, kutam, bijam. This picture can be, you can take a note of it, take a snapshot of it, screenshot of it, whatever is helpful. Okay. Anything else? Okay, so nothing is there, then we can close this class here. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Sri Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhaktivinoda ki jai, Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Bhakti Rasamrita Bhakti ki jai. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Thank you.